Very, very good morning, friends. Today I thought of, taking a very interesting topic with all of you. So don't take this topic as something which is only meant for the managers. Let me tell you that this is the topic which is absolutely for everyone who is in sales because, whenever you grow in your sales, it is always because of your expertise, your commitment, and because of, what you do and how you do. So the topic says that we have to have top seven must management skills if you really want to be a great manager. So this presentation is for all the people who are into direct sales, who are acting as a representative, and who are already the managers in the organization. This is very, very simple. Why I'm saying this? Because these are certain basic principles which are very much essential for you to grow in your career, whether you are a representative or you are a manager. That takes a backseat. So what is most important is you ought to have that kind of these kind of management skills to really grow in your career. So without any further ado, let me directly jump to my presentation. Specifically, I will start with certain skills. What is how my agenda is going to go about? I will have the seven sets of management skills which are very much essential for everyone, starting from the basic ground hierarchy to the top management. So after that, I'll have certain points which I have put it into my presentation in order to make you understand that if you actually imbibe those kind of managerial skills, you will be able to actually sharpen your skills, as well as strengthen your academic as well as marketing expertise. Yeah. So the first skill, what it says is that it says that whenever you are a manager or a sales representative in any organization, so regardless of how big or small your team is or organization is, you will have to set a bar very high, which means you will have to have a great standards which are meant for which are not only meant for the organization but meant for you as well. Because whatever organization objective is there, that is not only for the organization, that is also for you, because the management objective as well as your growth both go hand in hand. So that is what is the management skill number one, that is setting high standards whenever you are into the organization. So let me phrase it with two lines, and let me support it with two lines. It says that it is far easier to lower standards slightly if needed than to raise them. You can always lower your standards, but it is very, very difficult to raise your standards, because raising the standard requires effort, commitment, but lowering the standards doesn't need anything. So let me magnify and focus on this management skill number one, which says that how to set high standard. When I've said that you have to have high standard, now the question is how you are going to set your high standards. So there are certain tips which I would like to share with you. Those tips, if you put it in, you will definitely be able to set your standards very high. Number one, always follow company rules and policies. Because if you don't follow company rules and policies, might be you are not going to be aligned with the philosophy of the company, might be you are not in line with the company's rules and policy. So you will have to have a vision wherein you are doing whatever company is expecting you to do. Yeah. So that is tip number one. That is how you will set the standards high. Now let me jump to tip number two. Always be on time and expect your team to do the same. Because time is something, as per me, if you want to be a great manager, what is most important in life is be on time. Do things, preferably try to do things before time. But even if you are able to do things on time, you are bound to borrow, you are bound to fetch the respect from everyone. Otherwise people will keep on saying a lot of things behind you. They will do backbiting behind you, that whatever this guy says, he never he does himself. So what you have to do is you will have to set your standards high by following the company rules and policies, by being on time, and you have to treat everyone fairly and consistently. Why I'm saying that you will have to treat everyone fairly and consistently if you want to be a great manager? The reason is very, very simple. Garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you put in, you will get back. There is a Newton's principle which says that every action there is equal and opposite reaction. If you treat your colleagues or your subordinates badly, you will definitely be not able to get and borrow that kind of respect from them. Let me directly jump to management number two. Now, why management number 2 is important? If you want to be a great manager, you have to have this management number skill number 2, which is you will have to continues praising your staff. Because if suppose you are a representative or you are a manager, right? So if you continue to praise your colleagues, if you continue to praise your subordinates, you will definitely, you will actually see a lot of motivational upgradation in them. So what you have to do is, like, you will have to use more frequently words like well done, great job done, you have really done it very well. So such kind of brilliant, fantastic, stupendous, fantabulous, you will have to continue using these words in order to really make your things go very well. That is what I wanted to say to you. Now, coming to skill number 3. Just hold for a minute, friends. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, no problem. Let me directly jump to skill number 3. So find out your team strength. So what is that your team strength? I What is most important in that is, I would always sit down with each team members and ask them the following 3 questions. What are the 3 questions I will ask? I will ask them these 3 questions. What first question? What do you enjoy doing the most? Because if you ask these questions to your team members, then you will find that they will feel involved into the discussion. And second question could be, what are you good at doing? You will have to keep on asking your subordinates, what is the thing which you feel that you are doing excellent. And the last question which you have to ask to them is, what drives you? Because first question is, what do you enjoy doing the most? Second is, what are you good at doing? Third is, what drives you? So these are the few questions you will have to ask, continue asking your subordinates as well as your team members. Now let me jump to rule number 5. Now it says that you will have to do nothing. You will be very shocked that why I'm saying it, that nothing I have to do. Let me further explain it. As a manager, we always feel uh, to react and make decisions in moment. So what I'm trying to tell you is that whenever a challenging situation arises in management, ask yourself the following 2 questions. One, do I have to make decision right now? If not required, if suppose there is a need to decide on something, it could be related to any professional decision. So you will have to ask first question to yourself, do I have to make a decision right now? If the answer is yes, then even you think and ponder on it for some time. But if you can extend it, if you can take it for a bit long, I believe you must do that, because that will give you possibility of taking right decision, and the possibility of making your decision, wise decision, is going to be very, very high. Yeah. Now, what is the question number 2? Is there any benefit to me waiting to see what happens? So that is the question number 2 you will have to ask. So you will have to ask yourself, by holding on to this question, or by holding on to this, sitting on to this question for some time, will I be able to make a good decision? That's the management number 4. Now let me jump to management skill number 5. Now, what is the management skill number 5? If you really want to be a great representative or a great manager, you will have to use your meetings wisely. Now you will ask me, what do you mean by use meeting wisely? So meetings can often be one of the most ineffective ways to use time. Now you will say, my company is doing a lot of meetings, is it unnecessary? Is it a waste of time? My my intention is not to tell you that your company is doing meetings unnecessarily, but there is a way to do meeting. There is an intention to do meeting. Before you hold a meeting, you will have to ask following 3 questions. Yeah. Unnecessary holding the meeting for the sake of meeting will not actually benefit the organization. Rather, it will damage the time which could have been used somewhere else, or it will definitely impact the organization growth from all aspects. Yeah. So before you hold any meeting, the first question you will have to ask is there a specific need for the meeting? If there is a desperate need, if there is a necessity of holding the meeting, then only hold the meeting. Unnecessary, just because you have planned the meeting, that is why you are holding the meeting, is wrong strategy. Yeah. So now question is there a specific need for the meeting? If you say yes, there is a need. Now who is going to be attending the meeting? Because many a times what happens is, we tend to say that, call everyone, even if the one who is not required is being called. But it is unnecessary, it is wastage of time of that individual and wastage of time of the organization. So whenever your organization or you are there to decide upon whether to conduct a meeting could be with the representative, or meeting could be between the representatives, or meeting could be between the managers. Whatever meeting it is, you will have to ask three questions. Is there a specific need for the meeting? Then only you organize the meeting. Otherwise there is no need to do any meeting, because if there is no specific need, don't do the meetings of with your team unnecessary if there is no agenda, or that agenda is not that important. Second, who needs to attend the meeting, which I have told you. If you feel that only specifically two people are required to be a part of this meeting, then call only two people. Why are you calling the complete, and neighbors you are calling, your friends you are calling? Don't do that. I mean neighbors and friends, I mean to say those people in the organization which are not required to be a part of the meeting. That is what you have to avoid. Unnecessary calling everybody to the meeting is going to waste the time of people. Yeah. And the last one, what are the goals of the meeting? What you have planned in order to actually come out with the meeting? So these three questions you are able to ask, then only hold the meeting. This is management number 5. Now let me jump to management number 6. Learn the smart way of making effective decisions, because if you are not able to make effective decisions, you will be failing to establish your equity with the team, and you will be failing to establish your persona in the team. So the following 5-step process can be used in all decisive decisions which you make. What is that? SMART, which I've told you, SMART. Your decision has to be very specific. What is the question you will have to ask? What are we trying to achieve? What is our goal? That is very specific. Then measurable. How do we measure our performance? Then attainable. Do we have the skills required, the motivation, the resources, and the desire to achieve our goal? Then is it really relevant? Is our goal relevant to the long vision of the company? Is it timely? When do we need to finish the project by task? So this smart, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. If your if your decisions are as per this smart objective, you will find that you will have a great management skills within you. Now coming to management skill number 6, which says you will have to build long term relationship with the people. Now when I say you will have to build your long term relationship, so as a representative or as a manager, I strongly advise you build a very positive network around you and the people who are in surround of you. Because if you don't have a positive people around you, you will continue to have a kind of negativity hanging behind you. So that negativity is going to lower down and slow down your progress. So you will have to establish the equity with the or you will have to establish the relationship with those people who are actually very positive. Now to further extend it, be nice to people on the way up, because you might need them on the way down. Because what happens is we always feel that this person is not required, this is very this person has got nothing to do in my business, though he's a part of the organization, but you tend to disrespect him. I believe you should respect everybody in the organization, irrespective of whether he is directly or indirectly linked to your job or not. Because you never know when he is going to step you, when he is going to be a contributing aspect in your decisive power. Yeah. Then coming to senior managers and the company owners, you will have to be very, very, you will have to build a relationship with whom? The most important thing, the senior managers and the company owners. Why? Because if you don't have a good relationship with the senior managers and the company owners, definitely your job is at stake. One. Number two, your, increment is at stake. Two. Number three, your decisive power is at stake. That's three. So you will have to have a very great relationship with the senior managers of the company and the company owners. Number two, the members of your team. Whatever what you will have different kind of people, because in your hand you have 5 fingers. None of the finger is same. Yeah. Similarly, you will have a lot of people surround you who are of different nature. But as an individual, you will have to manage the equity relationship with them, and with the internal department as well as the external vendors, stakeholders, suppliers, and finally your competition. What we miss out is we always tend to disrespect competition, isn't it? We always try to disrespect our competition. You need not to disrespect your competition. Rather, competition is somebody who can actually keep on giving you guidance in order to change your strategy as per the competitive environment. So always respect your competitors and keep an eye on what the competitors are doing, because those competitors can give you some direction that how do you go about changing your strategy, whatever you're doing. Okay, now directly let me jump to the skill number 7. So carry out a periodic SWOT analysis. Now, what is SWOT? SWOT, I have told you multiple times that it is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Strength and weakness are mine. Opportunity and threat are external. So you will have to focus on your strength and weakness, and you will have to keep a great watch on opportunity and threat, because my strength could be somebody else's weakness, and somebody else's weakness could be your strength. So what you have to do is you will have to continue observing your competition, that whatever is his weakness could be your opportunity. So that is how you will have to focus on. Now, in strength, what are the questions you should ask to yourself and your team? Why is my team or department good at doing? Sorry, what have we achieved over the last few months? Which member of the staff are most productive? What we enjoy doing? Now, similarly, in weaknesses, what is the team not particular good at doing? Which areas have we failed in over the last 3 months? What has frustrated me about my team recently? Which individual are weak and in which area? So those all parameters you will have to see. Similarly, for opportunities and threats, let me not dwell much into it. Now, directly let me jump into, after using these management skills, how am I able to develop myself? Okay, so one thing you will have to ensure that whenever you are in touch with anybody, with your team members or colleagues, you will have to have commitment and promise in front. Now let me first define what is promise and what is commitment. Promise is something which we make with others. Always remember, promise is something which we make with others, but commitment is something which we make with ourselves. So, promise you can tend to betray, but commitment you should not betray, because it is to yourself. Yeah. So, as per me, the one who wants to do the things does things without worrying and wanting for anything. But the one who doesn't want to do anything in life screams about multiple things, about what's not available. He will continue to scream that this is not available. It is like, glass half filled with water. He will continue to see the half filled water, half portion of the glass which is not filled with the water. But there is a water inside the glass also. You will have to see that water instead of looking at the, what we don't have. So what is the next step? That is, what is the difference between a successful and unsuccessful organization? The only difference in them is that in successful organization, leaders are always positive. That is the question which you have to ask, that how do you define for you what is the difference between a great organization and a normal organization? In great organization, you will find leaders are always positive. That is the difference. Yeah. Now, how do you develop yourself? Going against the flow takes a lot of courage and guts. That courage and guts only take you to the top, because if you sail against the winds, then only you will be able to reach to your destiny. That is something which you have to always keep in mind. People who don't want to do anything in life will do nothing. I'm repeating, people who don't want to do anything in life will do nothing, even if you give every resource to them. Yeah, if you give them anything, you would give them platter of things, but they will not do anything if they are absolutely unwilling and demotivated. And people who want to do something better in life do everything without worrying and even without resources. They will not ask you that give me this, give me that, and give me that. They will say, sir, whatever we have, let me use that resources and step up myself and use whatever we have in hand, so that I should be able to grow in my career. That is what great people do. Yeah. Now, success is not how high you go in life, because if you ask a question that if suppose a representative has gone to a national head or he has gone to a country head, so will you will ask him, success is for you, is it how do you define success? Going high in life is success. So to me, success is how strongly you bounce back after failure. That is success. Yeah. Many a time what happens is you tend to bounce back, or you tend to fail, sorry. Once you tend to fail, how strongly you bounce back, that defines the success. Yeah. And sorry, one more important aspect, what is that? Patience means you are happy even after the 10th consecutive rejection of your plan. You must have heard about Thomas Edison, which I continue to give example. There are multiple examples. There are tons of examples of people who have failed in your career. So how do you define patience? For me, patience is something that you, even if you have failed 9 times, 10th consecutive rejection should not demotivate you. Even if you continue to fail, but you, if you are dedicated towards your work, you will ensure that if not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, maybe a day after tomorrow, but success is bound to come. You will 100% succeed. Yeah. Now, what is the next step to develop yourself? To me, successful people always fail forward. I'm repeating, successful people always fail forward. Yeah. What does it mean? It means every failure they learn what to do and what not to do. That's the first thing they learn. Because failure, if you have done something, there are only two things: whether you will succeed or you will fail. Okay. But if you have succeeded, which means your strategy has worked. But if you have not succeeded, you have failed, it means you have learned two things. What are those two things? That what I should be doing and what I should not be doing. That's the first thing. Interesting, na? Second, they don't repeat the same mistake. If you have failed, will you repeat that same failure? No, you will not. So you've learned something that by this way you will not be able to fail again. That's the second thing. Interesting, na? Now then, third one, they learn from it and they keep failing forward and keep moving forward in life. So that is something which you have to ensure. Yeah. So while you make a mistake once in a while doesn't make you a failure. Always remember, if you are continue putting your efforts, and you should not expect every time there's going to be a success. Suppose you have a monthly target. Okay. So if you have a monthly target, every month you may or may not be able to achieve your target. Yeah. But what is more important is that if you have not achieved your target and you have met the failure, the most intelligent person, the wise great manager will not repeat the same mistake, so that the same thing should not be encountered. That is how you will be able to meet your targets. How? That I have told you that you are not a superman. Yeah. That every month you will meet your targets. But what has not led you meet the target, that you have to remember. Because if you, that stepping stone, if you don't continue to follow, next month the possibility for you to meet the target is very high. And one more thing I would like to share with you. Now similarly, doing positive things once in a while doesn't bring you success. I told you that if you feel that, whatever I am doing is right, my dear friend, whatever you are doing is right in your eyes. Yeah. But actually it is right or not, that is something which is very important. So many a times what happens is we continue to do a lot of things, okay, right, which as per me is right. But question is, nobody is going to see what is right as per you. What is right in journal, that is most important. Okay. And one more thing, if you try to do something positive very occasionally, will that make a difference? No, it will not make a difference. You will have to repeat the same positive behavior again and again to bring success. Because I believe, if your nature, if you are genuine enough to repeat the positivity to your team and your colleagues in every moment, possibility for you to be a great manager, great sales representative, great human being is very, very life high. Right? My question to you: is failing in life a crime? I'm asking a question to you: is failing in life a crime? What if we fail forward every time? I've just told you that you need not to fail. Everybody fails. Maybe fail hota hu. Everyone fails. Yeah. But failing forward is most important. Failing backward is not actually the need of the hour. Now, what do you mean by failing forward? Failing forward means you continue to learn from your mistake and you don't repeat those mistakes. You continue to get experience out of whatever has made you fail. That is what is very important. So all success stories are backed by multiple failures. Always remember, whoever has achieved in life, take the example of Amitabh Bachchan, take the example of Sachin Tendulkar, take the example of anyone in life whom you see as your mentor. They must have failed tons of time, but only thing they had a difference, that every time they failed, they bounced back. Every time they failed, they learned from their failure. Every time they failed, they fail and continue to fail, but they fail forward. That is very important. You will have to continue to fail forward. Okay. So when you fail, where do you fail? forward, backward, or remain at the same place? That is the question you will have to ask. So my today's question to you is, many a times people say that, sir, I have failed. Okay, that is okay, that is a part of life. Okay, so let me give a flavor to it. My question to you, is knowledge a power? To me, knowledge plus action is power. That is, execution of knowledge is power. If you have a lot of knowledge about your subject, suppose you are a great manager or you are a great salesperson, you have a lot of knowledge, but my question is that knowledge will be absolutely, stagnant. It will be absolutely mutant if you don't, you put it action to your knowledge. So knowledge plus action is power. That is, execution of knowledge is power. If you execute what you know into your day-to-day working, you will be a great leader. Now, my today's question once again, what word will not pay you for how much you know? Word will pay you for how effectively you are executing this knowledge in action and transforming the lives. I'm repeating. It might sound, bit fill of lot of jargons, but let me tell you that word will not pay you for how much you know. I'm repeating. How much is your knowledge? Nobody will pay you about that, but word will pay you for how effective you are executing this knowledge in action and transforming the lives of your colleagues as well as your subordinates. That is something which will help you. Okay, now, only having knowledge is not workable. If you are too much filled with knowledge, you have got knowledge of a lot of things, that will not serve the purpose until unless knowledge plus doing, along with knowledge, whatever, how you transform and how you take that knowledge, is going to be a great way for you to grow in life. Now, is execution on inspiration can become bigger than innovation? Bit comprehensive, but let me ask you once again, is execution on inspiration can become bigger than innovation? So to me, I will put it another way around. Let me put it in a very simple way. You need not to read Gita, Ramayana, Quran completely. I'm saying again, you need not to read Gita, Ramayana, Quran completely. Sometimes one single line in it can change your whole life, isn't it? So you will have to see that what is that single line which can change me and my perception. Yeah. So sometimes what happens is, I say that I will read Gita completely, I will read Ramayana completely, I will read Quran completely. My dear friends, reading Gita, Ramayana, Quran completely may or may not change you, but a single line in Gita, Ramayana, and Quran has the power to change your whole life. So, my question is that, are you ready to work on yourself or not? If you're not ready to work on yourself, nothing in the world, whether it is Gita, Ramayana, Quran, or anything, it will not work until unless you are ready to work on yourself. So, we will work together in giving great leaders to our company. That is the kind of attitude you should have. And in return, we are sure we will get great company for our leaders. That is the second approach you should have. So to me, I would like to put a Hindi phrase to whatever I've said. It is said, it says that जब तक तोड़ेंगे नहीं तब तक छोड़ेंगे नहीं, because you will have to break whatever is the milestone people have set for you. So in order to put my presentation into a summarized form, let me tell you that there are certain basic traits. Those who have missed this, let me tell you the basic traits of a great manager. You will have to set very high standard to yourself in the organization. What is that second point? How to set high standard, that I have told you. Tip 1, 2, and 3: follow company's rule, be on time, treat everyone fairly, right? Then rule number 2, praise your staff, continue praising your staff. Now rule number 3, found out your team's strength, because if you work on your team strength, you will be able to maintain a great team. Yeah. What is the rule number 4? Rule number 4 is, we always feel we have to react to make decisions in the moment. Give time to your decisions. Yeah. What is that rule number 5? It says you will have to use meetings wisely. Unnecessary holding the meetings will waste the time of everybody. Whenever you want to meet, you arrange a meeting, use your skill, that is it required, is it essential, who is going to be a part of that, who is not required, who is required, right? What is rule number 6? Rule number 6 says, learn the smart way of making decisions, wherein you will have to use smart synonym to make your decision, which is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. That is how you will have to go. And the last tool is, carry out a periodic SWOT analysis. You will have to continue watching your strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threat, and you will have to work on that. That is how you will be able to grow in your career. So my dear friends, jab tak todenge nahi, tab tak chhodenge nahi. And I am very sure that you will be able to break your own targets which you have set for yourself in the past. Work on your weaknesses, my dear friends, because if you continue to work on your weakness, you will be able to sharpen those weaknesses. There are tons of things which we know this is my weakness. Like for example, somebody says my communication is my weakness. But my question is, you know your weakness, that communication is your weakness. My question to you is that, have you worked on that? Are you working on that? If not, then there's no benefit of sitting on the fact that I have a weakness, that communication is something which I'm missing. So my dear friends, whatever is your weakness, are you really working in order to take care of that weakness? Like somebody will say, scientific knowledge is my weakness. I don't know the subject well, but wherein I'm in, I'm selling. Like for example, somebody is in sales, right? Whatever he is selling, is he aware about what he is selling? Is he aware about all the probable questions which somebody can ask as a customer? If yes, then you are a great salesman, you are a great manager. If no, then I believe then you will have to work on yourself, because if you are so confident and you have a positional power. Now let me come to a very interesting topic. If you are there to listen to me, I will tell you two very interesting things. One is positional power, and another is personal power. Now how do you define positional power? Positional power is something which is basically because of your position. Like suppose somebody is a manager, so he feels I am a manager, I'm a big man in the company, so he tries to hold that power with his designation. But to me, position power has got nothing with your growth. It is always the personal power. Now let me give parallel examples to you. Like for example, Amitabh Bachchan, Abhishek Bachchan. Yeah, Amitabh Bachchan is holding personal power, and Abhishek Bachchan is holding positional power of his father. Yeah, similarly in management, similarly in sales, you will have to establish the personal power. Now how do you establish the personal power? You will have to follow those basic principles to be a great salesperson, to be a great leader. What are those? One, you will have to be absolutely punctual on your things. You will have to be very much committed. I told you that promise is something which you need not to do. You will have to have commitment, because promise you do with somebody else. I promise to you that I will do my next session tomorrow, but what if I break it? I may not be feeling that bad, but I will have to have a commitment that if I've said this, that I will do it tomorrow, I will have to do it, because promise I give it to you, but commitment I do with myself. With this, I will not take your much time, friends. I believe you have liked this session. Please continue to share your feedback with me in my suggestion box. Whatever you feel that that can actually add value to your growth, please let me know, so that I can continue to make such videos. Though I'm experiencing very less traffic in my videos, but still I am very positive, because I believe in positivity. That is why, even if I have one person as my spectator, one person to listen to me, I am very happy, because to me, success of mine through YouTube video may not be through the number of views I have. The success of mine, to me, is what I have done is because I have done it with my full commitment. Whether I succeed in YouTube or not, that is secondary. But whatever I'm doing it with my dedication. That is how you will have to have that kind of spirit in whatever you are doing. So wish you all the very best, my dear friends. And before going, I would like to share a very great mantra with you, that can actually sharpen your skills. Like, what is that great mantra? Great mantra is that, if you are suppose at stage 100, okay, my question to you is, every passing day, is this stage 100 remaining same, or you are actually stepping up? That's the question I'm asking you. If you are not stepping up, then continue reading, continue seeing good videos, and be a great person. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe my channel. Have a wonderful day ahead.